are going to measure a shower that is known as a 90 because of this junction. So first we will measure the height. The height is taken from this part, the granite, and up to the desired height. In this case, I'll measure up to this line here, and that will be 78.5. So what I'm going to do now is take my measurements and make a drawing to represent the shower. This measurement here is the wall I just measured. This line represents where the door will go. This line represents the small wall. Then here we're going to have a small glass panel and another here and here. So each line here represents all these angles. So we said this line was 78.5, so I'm going to write 78.5. Now I'm going to measure the bottom part. This measurement from the door is 24 inches. Now I'm going to take this measurement. It's important to take this measurement from this point here. So this measures 20 and 7/8. Now something we want to do is leave the glass in the middle of the wall. So I'm going to see what this measures. This is 5.5. So I'm going to take it to 3 inches. Now something that's very important. Here on this wall is where the hinges will be that sustain the door. Now if you notice, this granite is not well centered. Ideally this wall would be the same length as the granite, but it's not the same measurement. And this other wall is not aligned as well. So what I have to do is take into account that the door will be attached to this wall, and it has to be centered on this wall. So now I'm going to take the measurement from here, which is 2.5. So I'm going to leave this at 1.5 so that I can have room to put in my hinges. So now I have this measurement. It's important to take it from the center because here it will tell me how big this piece will have to be. So now I'm going to take a level to project where I have to center the glass. Now that I have marked the bottom, I will now mark the top following the level. This gives me a centered line. The next step is to take this measurement. So this line that I've projected will tell me how big this glass will have to be. So now that I have this marked, I see that the measurement is 25.5. Now that I've taken the measurement of this wall, the height of this wall. Now I just need to take the height of the wall where the hinges will go and subtract the height of this wall, which will give me the height of the glass that will go here. Okay, now I'm going to take the level of this wall to see how it is. Here I see the bubble is in the middle of the two lines. That means that the wall is straight and the people who did this work did a good job. Now I'm going to measure this part to see how it is. In this part, the bubble is almost touching the line, so it's slightly inclined. Okay, now we are done with that. Now I'm going to check the level on this wall. With this wall, I'm looking to see if the bubble is between the two lines or if it's off. Here I see the bubble is in between the two lines, which means the wall is level, so it's perfect. Lastly, I'm going to take the level of this wall. Here I have to make sure that the bubble is in the middle of the line. What I see here is that the bubble is not in the middle. So the height in this case is 75.5 and will be under this line. So we have to make sure that we take the level so that we can cut the door with the same incline or else it won't close correctly. So here we have a difference of 1/8 inch. So I'm going to write this down here. So here's the difference. So to explain everything again, I took the measurement of the granite up to the line of where I want the glass to be. I took the measurement of the bottom. I took the measurement of the wall. I took the measurement of this small part, putting that I wanted the glass to be in the middle. Then I took the measurement of this glass. Then the level. So only the walls that were unlevel have been marked with the dotted line and put the measurement. So here we only had two walls. One had 1/16 and the other 1/8. This is important to write so we know how to cut the glass. Now we're going to explain some things that you should do to make sure that your shower is efficient. Number one, you need to make sure that this piece is inclined into the shower. Make sure you have a level to take the levels. So we need to make sure it's inclined in so the water won't spill out. In this case, it is inclined towards the inside. Now it's also important to see where we're going to put the door. In this case, we want the door to be attached to this wall because this wall has support. Behind it, it had wood, that is a 2x4 that will make the door better supported. In this case, our client wanted the door to be below the tile. Other clients prefer the door to be taller. This level here is 6 foot, or 72 inches. Here you can see that the decorative piece is sticking out. So it is very important if you decide you want a taller door to make sure that there's nothing in the way if you want the door to be higher. Now I'm going to explain something important concerning the shower and these jets. It's important if you want to install these types of jets that these jets are not aiming towards the door. Here we're going to have the door. These showers are frameless, so that we have no frame. There's going to be a small space between the door and the wall. So let's suppose that this shower jet is aiming towards this area. The water will come out. So it's important that these jets are aiming towards the wall where there is no glass, so the water won't come out. Another important point is if you have an accessory like this, which is called a handheld device, is not aiming towards the glass. Suppose this was the only shower head. If I was taking a shower, the water would come out of the gap. So it is important that when you are taking a shower, you aim the water where there is no gap, or else the water will come out. Another important thing is the positioning of the shower head. In this case, the head is aiming in the spot here. To this spot here. So here there will be no problem because there is no space. But suppose the shower head was here. Then we would have to fix that so that the water wouldn't come out.